We are packing up the Spyder again and heading out for a 4-day run to the Shenandoah National Park. We stopped for lunch at an old repurposed schoolhouse before entering the park, and I learned that reaching a special age comes with some perks. Before checking into our accommodations on the top of a mountain.
Well, hey guys, good morning. It's deja vu all over again. No, this is not going to be a cross-country motorcycle trip. This is a short one. It's only 4 days. We're heading up to the Shenandoah National Park for a couple days of R&R. I got some reservations up there at Big Meadows Lodge. We like to go up there in August or July because the altitude makes it cooler. We learned the painful way about how altitude makes things cooler back in the last big trip. But anyway, I digress. You know, it's really one of the amazing things is, even though we're only going for 4 days, we are taking almost as much gear, at least space-wise, as we did on the Asphalt Odyssey. I think there is a rule that says you will occupy as much space as you're given to occupy. Whether it be human beings occupying the globe or going on a trip and occupying storage space. I remember when I was a younger lad, I could go backpacking. I could be gone for a week with just what I can carry in my back. Haven't done that in a while. I sort of suspected that the Asphalt Odyssey would cause some changes in my psyche. Travel tends to do that, and I have a big one that I had not remotely expected. We've been back now for almost 2 months, and every day I just have this feeling of euphoria that still permeates my psyche from morning till night. And you know, I don't know if I was brain damage from the cold or the wind or the vibrations or what, but it's weird. It's very relaxing, and you know, part of it I could attribute to the fact that I retired from real estate, but I have been anticipating that move since January 1, when I began to take down my system. I mean, it takes you a while to build up your system in real estate sales, so to take it down, you just can't quit. You got to shift everything and start dismantling your system. And so I've been doing it for a while, so it wasn't like I woke up one day and went, I'm retired. No, you know, formally when I put my license into the non-active status, but so I don't know what it is, but I just have this, man, life is just so sweet. I don't know, maybe I'm brain damaged. And you're probably saying to yourself, really? You're on another trip on that motorcycle with Miriam on the back, dragging that trailer around? I would have thought after 28 days and 4,600 miles, you'd be tired of riding that motorcycle. Well, you would be wrong.
Miriam suggested that we stop for lunch at one of the breweries along the Nelson 151, which is commonly referred to as the Brewery, due to the proliferation of breweries, distilleries, and wineries along the road. So that's our plan.
And here we are at the stoplight for the famous Nelson 151. Also the road to the Wintergreen Ski Resort if you're interested.
Today we're heading over to Wild Wolf Brewery just to get lunch. No libations other than iced tea. I will partake later, but not today, not while riding the motorcycle. Pardon me, the Spyder. Interesting note, and behind me I hear Miriam on her Prism camera shooting video and narrating.
Here's Wild Wolf. Yep. It's actually in an old school building.
Well, the turn to Wild Wolf is so quick, I missed the, almost missed the turn. Ugh. Hungry, thirsty, hot, tired, ready for a break.
One of the things we like about the Wild Wolf Brewery is that it is a small and intimate venue. The building used to be an old county schoolhouse. The walls are adorned with classic beer-related memorabilia. After a quick lunch, we jump back on the Spyder and head towards the Blue Ridge Parkway, higher altitudes and cooler temperature, and past Devil's Backbone Brewery.
I think it may be owned by Anheuser-Busch actually, but their beers are quite tasty. And I'm excited we're going to hit some cooler temps here in a minute as we make our way up to the Parkway. Exhale. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Well, at least it's a shady spot. Here we go. Thank you. I think this might be our turn up here.
Well, here we are, back on our old friend again, the Blue Ridge Parkway. Heading it north towards Afton Mountain, where we'll connect with the Skyline Drive. It's really all one road, but there are two different roads. One goes through the National Forest, this one's through the National Forest, and Skyline Drive is part of the National Park. But it's all the same road. And an old friend. And this is as far as we made it last year because of the ice storm that was up here that closed the Skyline Drive and the National Park and the lodges because it knocked out their power. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
It got any better? I couldn't stand it.
Oh, sir, yes, you could.
Well,
Do you have any kind of national parks pass?
no, I was going to ask you that because I just turned 62 and I think something magical happens.
You have two options.
Okay.
$20 for a year senior park pass, good for free admission to all national parks, half-price camping in all central areas. $80 for the lifetime pass.
$80 for the lifetime pass.
Save you some money. I just need to take a gander of your license.
Absolutely, because you need to know actually how old I am.
Yes, sir. I have to verify because you've got such a.
Thank you.
Nice. I used to live in Arizona. We went up to Utah many times. Zion, Bryce, Cedar Breaks, Capitol Reef,
Yes.
Indian Lands, down at the Four Corners area, Monument Valley. Really cool.
I've been to Monument Valley several
Sign
times.
there and sign there, sir.
So what's the bear situation this summer?
You know, we've had a pretty sign your seat. You did.
Okay.
We've had a lot of sightings this year. We had a lot of cubs born this year. I think due to a lot of food, available last year. So we've had plenty of sightings. They know that there's somewhere, a rough guesstimate, 500 to 800 bears live in this park. Wow. That includes youthful bears. And you never know when you're going to see one. You don't want to run into one.
Right. We're going to go slow.
So let me tell you about your senior card, okay?
Okay.
Good for the rest of your life. All national parks, battlefields, and monuments.
Outstanding.
It's a walk-up facility. You can have 3 additional pedestrians with you.
Okay.
On a motorcycle, you and another passenger, no problem.
Okay.
1 vehicle at any given time. If you're in a car, even as a passenger in the car, everyone gets in free with you as long as you're there.
Gotcha.
Don't forget it at home. We cannot look them up. Way to be.
Never leave home without it.
Have a great trip.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He helped us before.
Yes. It's about an hour's drive over to the Big Meadows Lodge from the entrance. But it's okay, the temperature has dropped. It's now about 84 degrees. It's a good 12-degree drop since we got up on the mountain. And a little drier, feels pretty good. 3 o'clock. I'm ready for my afternoon cup of coffee. And there should be a gift shop, convenience store, a snack bar type thing up ahead, and I think we're going to go in there and get some coffee. Looking off to the west, there's some rain showers coming in, and it's really hard to see which way they're going to go in relation to our route. We may get a little damp. It's okay. It's comfortable. Of course, I said that before, and we almost died. But this is a different mountain. I don't think we're going to look at an ice storm in the Blue Ridge Mountains in August. I could be wrong.
It's hard to believe that 4 years ago, we came up here on the first test run of a Can-Am Spyder. We had gone to Northern Virginia to rent one, the closest place to rent a Spyder. It's a franchise motorcycle rental company called Eagle Rider. And unfortunately, it appears that with very few exceptions, they discontinued the Spyder line because they weren't as popular as the Harley Davidsons and the other type motorcycles. Anyway, at the time that up in Northern Virginia near DC, they rented them, and we were able to rent one for 3 days. A little pricey, but we elected to go that route just to make sure we wanted to move forward before we considered spending a bunch of money to buy one of these. And we came up here. We drove to DC. We drove up to pick up the Spyder. Miriam followed along as I drove the Spyder up here, and we spent 2 nights at the Skyline Lodge in a few moments, and then we hung around the Parkway and went up in the Winchester and had lunch and came back, and that pretty much sold us on the Spyder. And one of the other side things I researched before we took that ride is the optional insurance, which was, I think it was like $70. I don't know if it was $70 a day or $70 for the whole rental. But we took it because our auto insurance, which would normally cover you when you rent a car, does not cover motorcycles. So we opted to do that in case we ended up damaging the Spyder.
Loft Mountain Wayside is one of our preferred stops on the way over to Big Meadows Lodge or Skyland Lodge. It has a well-stocked gift shop, restrooms, and a nice snack bar serving hot sandwiches, cold drinks, and coffee. While we were enjoying our hot cup of coffee, the dark cloud we saw approaching from our left reached us, and the bottom fell out. Fortunately, it was just a short summer rainstorm. At least we're inside.
Stopped to get a cup of Joe. I'm well caffeinated. A little storm blew through. Got a chance to talk to some folks. And I wish I had took the GoPro in, but the GoPro, it was pouring down rain. I didn't want to go out and get it. Ran into some folks touring down from Quebec. A young couple on twin Harleys. All right, just 30 miles to get to Big Meadows Lodge. Oh, the temperature's dropped too. It's in the 70s now. 78. Ah, incredibly refreshing. rather than 97 degrees down in the valley. So if you didn't if you didn't catch it, I have reached the magic age where I qualify for the purchase of a lifetime national park pass. All the national parks throughout the entire country for the rest of my life, and I paid one time, as long as I don't lose the card. So that's cool. I mean, the entrance fee to get into this national park is $20, and we're going to, well, I can't disclose where we're going. We're going someplace else later on, and there's national parks involved. So we'll recoup half the investment for the end of the year. Unbelievably gorgeous. And look at the clouds. Look at the clouds that are just kind of hanging in the mountains. That's why they call them the Blue Ridge, because the hint of the mist mixed with the green gives it a blue tint. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Oh. I feel like we're chasing the storm that just dumped on us back at the little visitor center. And that's okay. As long as we don't catch it, we're all right. We can chase it. Already got to see a bear lumbered across the road. He was at a distance, and of course, there's a 6-second lag time from the time I turn the switch on to the camera before it starts recording. I need one of those police body cams. They are configured that when you turn it on, somehow, I guess because of the memory system they have structured, that it will record 30 seconds before you turn the camera on. That'd be cool, because so many times it's like, let me tell you about what just happened, and as opposed to showing it to you because I didn't have the camera turned on. Well, we beat the storm, and we're here at Big Meadows Lodge. And I'm glad they've got, oh look, they've actually got premium, which we need tomorrow.
Note, the only gas station in the Shenandoah National Park and along the Skyline Drive is located here at Big Meadows Lodge. Besides the lodge, the facility offers camping, a camp store, snack bar, full-service restaurant in the lodge, and along with my favorite, a pub.
You know, we're just not fast enough with the camera. We passed several deer, one very good-sized buck, just on the side of the road, just grazing. And of course, by the time I get the camera on, a 7-second lag, we're going, what? Oh. Look, more deer. No, those are people. We're in bear country. Protect your property and food. All right. We are here. Looks like they're doing some renovations. Hop? Not hopping any place. I can climb off very slowly. Hop. You're funny.
Okay, I need to take a moment to explain the sleeping arrangements. We made the reservations for Big Meadows Lodge after my return from Colorado. So the room was a trade-off between price, view, and bed selection. I know the twin beds look like something out of a 1960s TV show.
I love, love, love the view.
But the view from our room is spectacular.
Look at it.
You betcha.
If you like this video, give it a thumbs up
If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down.
and don't forget to subscribe.
Feel free to leave a comment below.